but at the same time, I believe it will affect not our voice. It shouldn't affect our voice. So let's raise it up a notch higher. Good morning, Toastmasters and guests.
Good morning.
Okay. So you're welcome to our meeting, our Lighthouse and Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters meeting. And I believe last week Sunday was Valentine, and I still believe there's Valentine in the air. Like the Amatan, there's still love in the air. So it wouldn't be a bad idea to wish us happy belated Valentine if there's anything like that. But I think it's going to be a very interesting meeting, and I welcome you all to this very important meeting. As it is our custom, for the benefit of our guests, we'll be displaying the Lighthouse Toastmasters Promise in a moment, and I will expect everyone, at least every Toastmaster, to read along with me our Toastmasters Promise before we launch into our session for today. So we read our Toastmasters Promise. Can you see it on the screen, please? I've displayed. Just confirm if you can see it on the screen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, please. Let's start reading after the count of 2. 1, 2, go. As a member of Toastmasters International and my club, I promise
to attend
club meetings regularly, to prepare
all my projects
to
to
the
the
best
best
of my
of my
ability,
ability,
basing them
on
on
Toastmasters
Toastmasters
educational
Basing
program.
them on a Toastmasters education program to
Prepare for and fulfill
meeting
assignments.
assignments.
To provide
Provide fellow members
Fellow
with
members
helpful, constructive
constructive
evaluations
evaluations
to help the club
the club
maintain
maintain
positive, friendly environment
a positive,
necessary
friendly environment necessary
for all
for all
members
members
to learn
to
and
learn
grow.
and grow.
to
To
serve
serve
My club as an officer when called upon to do so,
when called upon to do so,
to treat my fellow club members and our guests with respect and courtesy,
and courtesy,
to
to
bring
bring guests to club meetings
club meetings
so they can see the
and see the
benefits
benefits
Toastmasters membership offers,
Toastmasters membership offers, to
adhere to the
to the
guidance and rules for all
rules for
Toastmasters
all
educational
Toastmasters
and recognition
educational
programs,
and recognition programs,
to
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 act
act within Toastmasters
in
core values
Toastmasters
of
core values
integrity,
of integrity,
respect, service,
service, and
excellence
excellence
during the
during the
conduct of all
conduct of all
Toastmasters activities.
activities.
So help me God. So thank you very much for reciting the Toastmasters Promise. So without wasting much of our time, I'll go straight into introducing someone I respect so much. She's a dance and fitness coach. And I think that's a very interesting one. She's a dance and fitness coach. She loves reading and writing, and she's the current Vice President Education of Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters. Please join me in welcoming to the virtual lectern, Toastmaster Queen Nkubri. Please.
Thank you, and good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
As we know, there's a lot of things in the air these days. Some of them we want to catch, some of them we'd rather not. You know, growing up in secondary school, Valentine's Day was not just a day, it was a season. Like after Harmattan and rainy season was Valentine's season. So when they say love is in the air, it was virtually everywhere. And if you're not careful, you could choke on it. You know, those days we would go through extraordinary lengths to impress your babe or the person you were dating. I remember a Valentine's season that was full of memorable events. The day had started off in the morning with a girl that had given a few office shirts to a guy that she liked at barely 15 years old. And the brave thing was that they were not even dating. And I feel like over 10 years later, I'm not sure I can even do the same. That was very progressive and courageous of her. And then by afternoon, the boarding house streets were buzzing with how girls had opened up their lockers and gifts had fallen out. But then a girl had a prank played on her, and what had fallen out was a dead lizard. But the height of it was in the evening as we all walked towards the hostel. The closer you got to the hostel, the louder the noise became. People were moving faster, and we all filled into one room, and you could hear the chorus of "oh" coming from the choir of girls. I finally got a peep and saw the gifts being worshipped. The cake, chocolates, and roses displayed beautifully on the bed of the smiling recipients. Love was truly in the air. And it is still today. And the beautiful thing is today, it has grown beyond romantic love. These days, it's not uncommon to see people celebrate Valentine's Day with their family, with their friends, or with the less privileged. So if you want love to be in the air, it's up to you to create it. All you have to do is show kindness to people around you. Explore the various ways to show love this season or every season of the year. And I hope that it would always be in the air for you, Valentine's season or not. I hope you have a great meeting and we have love in the air by the way we speak to people, the way we treat people, and the thoughts we have about people. Back to you, the Sergeant at Arms.
Hello, TM Samson, are you there? Okay, I think you can introduce the Toastmaster of the day, TM Queen.
All right. So our Toastmaster of the day, in case you haven't seen her lovely face already, is the family bond nurse, as she's popularly known in the club. I will just pull up her introduction just so you can know a bit more about her, not just what I know about her. One second. Sorry about that. Okay, sorry about that. So TM Julie joined Toastmasters in the year 2013, and she has won Best Speaker. She's a family bond nurse who loves watching investigative movies and traveling. And as you can see, a very beautiful person, and I'm sure she's going to handle this meeting very well. So TM Julie, please come onto the virtual lesson stage and let's welcome her with applause.
Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from anywhere you are joining us, fellow Toastmasters and guests. It is a wonderful season that we are in, and not just because it is February, but because love is so important that it is meant to be something that we take in on a daily basis. And that is why the theme of our Toastmasters meeting today is Love is in the Air. Welcome to today's Toastmasters meeting. I will be the captain of this ship. It is my desire that at the end of the meeting, we would have elicited responses from us, whether in forms of words or in forms of actions that will connote that we have gotten something significant from today's meeting. My role will be to ensure that the meeting runs smoothly. And in order to do that, I will need a whole lot of help. And there's love in sharing. So I have shared my responsibility among so many people. And one of the chief responsibility officer is the General Evaluator. The General Evaluator will be called upon in a moment to introduce his own team, those that we are holding hands together to ensure that the meeting runs smoothly. So this is a seasoned Toastmaster who joined Toastmasters in 2017. He is an IT professional who loves traveling and adventure. He also loves extreme sports. He is the president of Lighthouse Toastmasters Club. Please, fellow Toastmasters and guests, put your hands together and make welcome someone I call extreme sports, TM Rotimi Omotayo Benson, the General Evaluator. A round of applause, please.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day, my fellow Toastmasters. Today, I'm going to be your General Evaluator, and my role as a General Evaluator is to ensure that I evaluate the meeting. I need to be sure that you speak on time. I need to be sure that you make very good use of the word of the day and many other things. But try and imagine if I had to do all this by myself, I definitely would be overwhelmed. So because of that, I decided to choose a team of capable people. And I decided to balance it up, 2 male, 2 female. So I'm going to call on my team members to come and introduce themselves to the house. The first team member I'm going to call upon is no other person than the grammarian. And our grammarian for today is, before I tell you his name, let me read out his profile. He joined Toastmasters in January 2020, just shortly before COVID. He's a sales professional who loves swimming, traveling, and reading. Our grammarian for today is Toastmaster Christopher Anele. Toastmaster Chris, kindly introduce your role to the house, or can you explain your role to the house today?
Thank you so much, TM Rotimi, for that introduction. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My name is Christopher Anaile, and I will be our grammarian for today. And my role as the grammarian for today's meeting will be, one, to introduce the word of the day. So let me just go into that. The word of the day is elicit. Can we say that again? Can we all repeat that, please?
Elicit.
Elicit. Elicit. The meaning of the word is to call forth or draw out something such as information or response. An example is TM Julia's remark elicited cheers, something like that. I will also take note of the language and grammar usage of speakers, noting incomplete sentences, mispronunciations, and grammatic mistakes. And at the end of the meeting, I will come back to give my report. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Christopher, for telling us what your role entails today. The next role player is my listening or our listening evaluator. And our listening evaluator joined Toastmasters in February 2020. At our first Toastmasters, I like her profile. At our first Toastmasters meeting, she won the best table topic speaker. She's an actress and comedian. She loves reading, swimming, traveling, watching movies, generally spending time with herself. And that is no other person than Toastmaster Bose Ogumboye. Toastmaster Bose, are you there, please? Can you please unmute your microphone?
Yes, I am. Thank you very, very much. This is my very first role in Toastmasters, and I'm honored. I'm honored to be a part of this. The evaluator, I celebrate you, fellow Toastmasters, and all the honored guests in the house. You're welcome. Love is truly in the air, and I wish you all a fantastic, loving season to all those out there with us. Being a good listener is just as important as being a good speaker. And as a listener, I would be noting the interesting tidbits of information from any of the speakers. The important thing to note, however, is that I will be asking questions towards the end of the meeting to see and ensure that everyone is paying attention, as much attention as the speaker is investing in his or her speech. So let's all work together to enjoy this particular session. Listen well. The question just might come to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my listening evaluator. And finally, thank God you are playing a role. This Pastor Bosse. Okay, I'll move on swiftly to the next member of my team. And that will be no other person than our accountant. And our accountant for today is before I tell you her name, she joined Toastmasters. We have new people that just joined. She joined Toastmasters just last year after the lockdown, October 2020. She's a tax consultant. I've even had to consult her several times on tax issues. Who loves to watch movies? She loves music and dancing. And that is no other person than Toastmaster Frances here. Toastmaster Frances, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rotimi. In here, Frances, and my role for today will be an accountant. So basically, I will be watching out for unnecessary words and sounds people use when giving a speech. Words like, you know, I mean, and sounds like and all. So at the end of the meeting, I'll give my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Frances. I'd like to call on the last person, the last member of my team. And the last member on my team is the timekeeper, who will try as much as possible to ensure that we keep to time today. And let me read out his profile before I tell you his name. Okay. He joined Toastmasters in September 2020. So I think all my role players today joined Toastmasters just last year, and they're already playing roles. He's a real estate consultant. His hobbies include reading, surfing,
stay on standby from 12 noon. That's when I will move on to.
Can you mute your microphone? Okay, fine. Okay, let me say that again. Our timekeeper for today joined Toastmasters in September 2020. He's a real estate consultant. His hobbies include reading, surfing the internet, skating, singing, listening to music, cooking, and being very creative. Our timekeeper, our accurate timekeeper, like we used to do in secondary school, our accurate timekeeper for today is Toastmaster Timothy Awanove. Toastmaster Timothy, please kindly introduce your role to the house.
Yeah, thank you, TM Rotimi, for the warm introduction. And you don't have to bite your tongue pronouncing my surname. It's simply Awanove. The V is silent though. So, all right. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My role as a timer is to ensure that all speakers speak within the time allotted to them. The meeting is basically divided into two sections. We have the table topics section and the prepared speech section. The table topics section, the time frame for the table topics section is 2 minutes. So at the end of 1 minute, I am going to display the green card. Then at the end of 1 minute, 30 seconds, I'll display the green card. Then by 2 minutes, at the end of 2 minutes, I'm going to display the red card. Then each speaker has a grace of 30 seconds to round up their speech after they exhausted their 2 minutes. So if you do not finish within 30 seconds after your 2 minutes, you will be disqualified. Then for the prepared speech, speakers have between 5 to 7 minutes. So at the 5th minute, I will display the yellow card. Then at the 6th minute, I'll display the green card. And at the 7th minute, I'll display the red card. So speakers have like another 30 seconds to round up their speeches. So by the end of the meeting, I will give my reports on each speaker's time. Thank you very much. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Timothy, for telling the House what your role entails. And my fellow Toastmasters and guests, you've all met sorry. Okay, my fellow Toastmasters and guests, we've all met my team members, and please try as much as possible to look out for the word of the day. I just saw a message from the grammarian. By the second half of the meeting, we'll come back again and give you the report of how the meeting proceeded. So back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Mr. General Evaluator. The great teamwork I see playing out there, especially as we have those who newly joined Toastmasters in the heat of the pandemic. So this is an interesting part of the meeting that we are getting into, because we get to give speeches that we are not really or truly prepared for. And to handle this session is one Toastmaster that I very much respect, that I enjoy listening to. So I really would want to see him in action. So he joined Toastmasters in 2017. He is an information technologist and a fashion designer. He loves dancing salsa. One dance I really look forward to learning. He loves watching football, also singing and reading. He is the current Vice President membership for Lighthouse Toastmasters Club. To take us on the table topic session of the Toastmasters meeting is none other than TM Larry Lawal. Please, Toastmasters and guests, a round of applause as TM Larry Lawal takes up the virtual lectern. Do we have TM Larry Lawal?
TM Larry, we can't hear you.
Kindly unmute yourself if you're muted.
TM Larry, we can't hear you in case you are speaking. I think you are speaking, but we can't hear you, or rather I can't hear you. I don't know if anyone else can hear him.
Oh, well, with you, we can hear.
Okay, I think we can hear you now. TM Larry, we still can't hear you. We heard you briefly, but we still can't hear you.
We can see you though.
Yes, you can see him. I can't. I'm actually seeing you, TM Chisu.
I can see TM Larry. He has video on now.
Well, it's a video that is displayed.
Or is that a picture?
It's a video that is displayed on my own end. I don't know about the others.
Okay. If he's struggling, I can jump into I'm supposed to do table topics
evaluation.
He's gesticulating, so I think he's here, but he's trying to talk, but he has audio issues, internet issues maybe. So I don't know. The Toastmaster of the day. Do you want me to? I'm supposed to evaluate table
very well, please.
As well.
kindly take the floor, TM Chisom, if that's okay.
Goodness.
So let me.
Chat you with some of the meeting, but is it fluent now?
Larry, we just heard you now. I don't know if you can hear us.
If it's not fluent, I will have to chat with TM.
Larry, so maybe if you send your questions to me in a private chat, then I can help you run it from this end. But in the meantime, good morning, everyone. Good morning, wherever you are. I believe that. So TM Larry says that we have 6 questions available. If you are not aware, table topics is where we practice how to give on speeches that we did not prepare for, like speeches that you give off the cuff, elevator pitches, if you've ever heard anything like that. So imagine you're at some place and you've been asked to just, somebody brings up a topic and just points out, hey, that gentleman, that lady over there, can you just tell us something about this? This session helps you practice for situations like that. So I'm going to be calling on volunteers because, I mean, we live in a democratic and free society. But if you don't volunteer, we're going to turn autocratic very quickly, and I'm going to be picking people. So I really hope that you will make me show those parts of me. But seriously though, can I have, let's have volunteers. So we have questions 1 to 6. Who is the first person to try? Let me see the full view so I can know who are on here. If you are interested, you can pop your video on and wave at me, or you can indicate in the chat and I would know. Okay, I can see TM Chris Anele has volunteered, but I'm really hoping that we can have someone to start who is not a role player, because it would be a bit tough for him to balance that out. But anyway, let's go with Chris. And then after Chris, if nobody's volunteering, I'm just gonna have to pick. So, Chris, pick from 1 to 6. Okay, good, fantastic. So Chris, if you can hear me, please just hold on a bit. You're a role player, so I really want to save you some stress. We have other volunteers, so let me just take on. I would call on TM. Oh, I don't know if it's TM. Zulaika Maruf. Zulaika Maruf, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for volunteering.
You're welcome.
Okay, good. So we have questions 1 to 6. Which one would you go for?
Okay, I'll go for number 6.
You go for number 6.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Oh no, take it easy. This one is really simple. This one is really simple. Okay. So we're in the spirit of Valentine's, right? And you have been talking with this young man for quite a while. And in the spirit of Valentine's, you are not sure if you're not sure what is happening. You don't know if you're to get this person a gift or if you're to expect a gift. You don't know really what is happening. So this is, you're faced right now with this young man or this person that you like, and you're in what you think is a relationship with. So in 1 minute or less, or whatever time, I think it's 1 to 2 minutes. In 1 to 2 minutes, can you tell us how you would relay your feelings in such a situation?
Okay.
Do you get the question?
I think I do.
Okay.
So I'm in a situation where I'm seeing someone and I want to get him a gift. Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
so the thing is, you're not sure you're in a relationship yet. You are just talking.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so now it's Valentine's period, and you're trying to figure out, you don't know if you're in a relationship. People are talking and you're feeling, you have the vibes and everything, but you're not sure yet what it is. So you have prepared to have this conversation with this person, and the table is I mean, the ball is in your court now.
Okay. Okay. So ironically, that's the situation I'm in currently. So I hope I
knew there's a reason I was born a prophet. Please go ahead. Timekeeper, please. Our time starts now.
Okay. I'll bring to light the fact that our connection is on point, and I would not necessarily want to go through an emotional sabotage where I'm like, oh, well, here we are. I'll probably want to be logical and list it out on why we should move on to the next level. So I'll probably, oh my God. I'll be like, yo, next level or what? What do you think? I hope that's going to be, I doubt it does, but I'll probably just lay my mind there and hopefully our minds align and voila, we are in. That's basically how I'll say it. So yeah, that's my.
Okay, are you done?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Let's put our hands together for my I don't suppose that was an easy one. Okay, well done. All right, so the next volunteer I have is a regular, Toastmaster Joy Shine. Tim Joy, please. Are you here?
Yes, I am.
Hi. Okay, so you just arrived from a long trip. So you work out of town, and then you just came in on Valentine's Day. Now, in your house, you live with your mom, your sister, your partner, and your daughter. Who will you hug first? In what order will you hug them and why? Do you want me to repeat?
Good morning, No, I'm fine.
Okay, fantastic.
Good morning, Toastmasters and guests.
Good morning.
Knock, knock. Hello, darling. I've missed you. My son, I love you so much. Hello, baby. Mwah. I hope you've had something to eat. Mama, how you dey? Shey I don't chop well. I didn't plan to be away for too long, but thank God I'm back. The reason I would hug them in this order is generally there's just the emotional steps that people need. So I would hug my son first because he's a child, he's an infant, he's missed his mother, he's missed that motherly affection. And here I am. I didn't even tell them I was coming, so voila, I was able to surprise him. And then obviously I would hug my husband second because I have a duty to provide affection to him as well. And I owe him that much. I would hug him secondly. And then my parents, whether my mother or my father, it's my duty to honor them. So in that order will I show my affection. My children will come first, my spouse will come second, and my parents will come third because the child is the most emotionally demanding. The husband is the one that I have sworn to be by his side and honor. And then obviously my parents would come, first of all, because I respect them, and then secondly, because I honor them. So basically that is how that scenario would play out if I just came back. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please put your hands together for Team Joy. Fantastic, fantastic. I will have a number of things to say about that order eventually, but for now, let's just go ahead. So I don't have any more volunteers, so I am going to pick somebody. And please remember to use the word of the day, elicit. Elicit. So Toastmaster Chris, please come on now, since we've... Yes, so Chris, the question is this. It's Valentine's Day, right? It's almost Valentine's Day. Today is the 13th. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day, and you do not have the money to, splurge on your girlfriend or your wife or the person you're dating. You don't have the money to go all out and everything, just make them feel good. Then, as a way out, you send a breakup text that night on the 13th. Wake up on the morning of the 14th, and you see a news flash that this person just won a lottery of $1 million. So let us know how you react to that news and what you do in your attempt to get back with your boo. You have 1 to 2 minutes.
Thank you so much for that, TNT. So, to start with, I wouldn't...
Chris, can you... Yeah, I can't really hear you. Just a little bit.
Okay, can you hear me now? Is it better?
It's hard better, but you're still very low. Or is it just me, or is everybody struggling to hear Chris?
Can you hear me now?
It's low.
Better?
Yes,
I'm
yes.
barely hearing.
It's better now.
I can barely hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, great. To start with, I'm not sure I would send a breakup SMS to try to break up. I do not have the money to take my girlfriend out. But peradventure, I do that, and then I wake up in the morning to see that she has won a lottery. Well, the first thing that comes to my head, if I'm someone that is money free, which I don't think I am, is to play the part, go there and pretend as if it's a prank. So here it goes. I call her up. Oh, baby, how are you doing? How is everything with you? Would it be possible to see you today? And let's go somewhere and just hang out and chill. Somewhere, even if it's a park, let's just talk. First, behave as if I didn't even find out she won anything at the first instance. And then when we meet up, I play it as a prank and say, oh, voila, I played a prank on you. How did it feel? What was your reaction when you saw the SMS from me saying that I want to break up with you? And after that, I can then go ahead to talk about, oh, how are you doing, and go into that conversation. But in all of that scenario, that particular day, I will be sure not to mention that I know that she won any money. That's if I'm that kind of a person. But I'm sure that if I had any reason to break off, right, a day before Valentine, her winning $1 million will not change anything, because probably I would have had a better reason than just finance to break up with her. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chris. Thank you. Just take notes there for a minute. Okay, so I think we'll take one more. Do we have a volunteer, or is this where I exercise my autocratic powers now and just pick anybody? Toastmaster, I don't know if it's TM Ruth online. I can see TM Ruth here. TM Ruth, are you here? I'm trying to pick rather randomly.
Sorry to cut you short. I want to suggest that we end it here because we
have time.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for being here. Okay, so With that, I'll say thank you to everyone that participated. Thank you to everybody that spoke and those that listened. And at this point, I'll return control of the meeting to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Chisom, for the role, for stepping in, for the love that you have for Toastmasters. And then I saw the cooperation in ensuring that the table topics went on smoothly. Thank you so much to everyone. So at this point, we are going to call for the evaluator of the table topics, and is the same person that played the role of the table topics master. But then I think we need to call for votes. So let's have the polls up. Let's collect the votes for the table topics session. So we have a guest that gave us Zuleika Maruf, if we got that correctly. Then we have TM Joy Cheyenne and TM Chris Anele. If you've done that, let's have just about a minute to put up our votes. Once it goes off our screen, we'll proceed. Thank you so much for voting. So we would go straight into the evaluation of the table topics session. And I'm trying to bring up my profile. So to handle this aspect is TM Chisom Ojukwu. Just a second. Okay, so TM Chisom Ojukwu is a business development executive who joined Toastmasters in 2014. He likes to drive, to speak, and dance. He is also a master of ceremonies and a comparer, a very engaging one at that. If you follow him on Instagram, you will understand, always giving us something to laugh about. I always look forward to checking him out on his Instagram page. So TM Chisom Ojukwu, please take the floor as he evaluates the table topics.
Thank you very much, Julie. Thank you so much for that very lovely introduction. I am pleased. Thank you. And congratulations to everybody that participated in the table topics segment. I know that we had a bit of some challenges, but I think that we allowed the challenges to, rather than conquer us, to elicit positive responses from us. And so people stepped up to the plate, and that was wonderful. As far as evaluation goes, here it is. First was Maruf Zulai. I'm not sure if I have the first name anymore, but it's Maruf, right? And she's a guest. So first, for a guest, I would like for everyone to please put our hands together for her, because it is not easy for her. I saw that when she volunteered, she actually put in an emoji showing that she was scared. But I want to congratulate her for conquering that fear and going on to step up to the plate and take the speech. And she did fairly well too for a first timer, for a guest. I liked the fact that Maruf was very clear. Her voice was clear and we could hear what she was saying. I like the fact that she connected with us by telling us how the situation tallied with her current life situation. That made us realize, oh, wow, this is going to get more interesting. And everybody wanted to pay more attention to what she was going to say. I also like the fact that she had a sense of humor and was able to communicate it in her speech. The things that I wish she could have done better, for example, she did not have to show that she was nervous. I mean, it's one thing to be nervous, it's another thing to show nerves while speaking. So no matter how the butterflies are raving and batting around inside, you need to maintain a composure on the outside that lets your speakers know or think that you are in charge. It's a very, very important part of public speaking. Also, she struggled a little bit with assuming the role in the table topics topic because it was a role-playing thing generally for today. And that's understandable considering that she's a guest, so we don't expect that she knows exactly how things work here. The last thing I would have liked her to do is to have popped up her video. It would have been really good to see her face, so we could have read her expressions, watched her smile, and generally just connected better with her. All in all, I think Maru did an excellent job, and I really hope she volunteers next time and eventually joins Toastmasters. The next person is Toastmaster Joy Shine, a regular. I like that Joy has made it a thing to always volunteer for these things, and I have seen the clear difference it has made in her confidence, her delivery, and general all-round public speaking. And that's something that I have picked up from her. Every time I have an opportunity to be in a Toastmasters meeting, best believe my hand is going on for table topics, and I would push for everybody to also have that same kind of attitude. So Joy, you got it immediately and you played the role well. I did not even have to repeat, even though the question was one that I would have been very happy to repeat again. I also liked that after she played the role first and then explained, which means that she got all aspects of the question and also, brought in the humor aspect of it. I have issues with the fact that she put her son before her husband, but I don't think that that's something I can take up right now in my role as table topics evaluator. So for that official capacity, I just say to enjoy, well done, and I'll see you later for why you put your child before your husband. Okay. The last person was Toastmaster Chris Anele. I'd like to commend him again for volunteering, even though he was playing a role. That goes to show his passion, his readiness to, just give whatever he can give to make sure that Toastmasters events go very well. He's indeed a dedicated Toastmaster. I like the fact that he went on to step into the shoes and play the role, but first he issued disclaimers. I mean, for a young man on a public forum, it's very important to make people understand that this is not really you, it's just drama, we're acting, just in case, there are potential things that could happen. So you don't spoil your, So he made disclaimers first that I am not this kind of person. Money don't move me like that. Then after making the disclaimers, he settled into the role and played the role almost to perfection. What would I have liked him to do? Well, it's something that I think it will always come up with calls like this. So we had a bit of challenges. We had some challenges with the audio, but he also responded very quickly to that by writing it, and eventually we were able to hear him perfectly. So I think that was good. I also, I like that he also ended with disclaimers, because even the end of it, so just in case you missed the first one, he talked about the second one. And I believe that elicited some humor from those of us that were attending. All in all, I would like to thank the volunteers for playing the parts that they played into these table topics. I would like to thank TM Larry too for doing his best to send questions in the comments, even while he was struggling with technical difficulties. Thank you everyone for the opportunity, and we hope that the next one is even more fun and more engaging. I'd like to return control to the Toastmaster there at this point. Thank you.
Thank you very much, TM Chisom, for that wonderful table topics evaluation. It was quite interesting. However, I would somewhat support Joy Cheyenne. When I return from a trip, I'll very well greet my child first and then move to the hobby. So Joy Cheyenne, if you need some support in that after meeting discussion, you can call on me. But isn't that why? But isn't that why Taylor Swift said that I think the perfection of love is that love isn't perfect. So it doesn't really is the way we expect it, but that is why it is love. So on that note, we're going to close the first part of this meeting, go on a short break, watch out for the timer, and then return for the prepared speeches. Have a wonderful break, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Thank you.
Break? Break means what? What do you mean by break?
They can hear you.
No.
Thank you, so.
What do you mean by break? What do you mean
Chisom to DJ Chisom.
I think we don't want to talk now. Let's be playing music.
Yes, so.
Yeah, Chisom, what
happened to my brother?
You cut your hair.
My hair has always been low.
Ah, okay.
Yes, now. I've made my peace that I don't think I'll ever carry afro in this life. Because even this I'm carrying, I'm beginning to see some movement. How you doing, man?
Very well, thank you, sir.
Fantastic.
I only see your video is on, but we can't see you.
Ajani.
Yes. How about TM Boxe? Her video is on. I thought she said she couldn't hear before.
Who?
TM Bosse.
Oh, I've been seeing Bosse. I've been seeing her.
Yeah, well, she chatted and said she couldn't hear anything.
Oh, that's interesting, because she's playing a role, if I'm correct. Let's check.
My people, so good to have you all, to see you all.
Yo, Saleh.
Hey,
TM Julie, TM Chisom.
Good to see you.
It's been a great meeting so far. I have wonderful captains. I'm so proud here.
When Julie is leading things, what does they expect?
TM Chisom. When you are in the boats, we need not be afraid.
Yeah, you're in Nigeria. Oh my God.
Anthony, so good to have you again. Thank you so much for coming.
Oh, yeah, I saw
Yeah, thanks very much. Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, very well. We can.
Yeah, love is in the air. So that's a wonderful team you guys have got. You know what I mean? It's brilliant. Well done. Great courage to take on that team. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for your show of love all this while.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's how we summarized. We summarized the scripture in 3 words. God is love.
God is love.
That's huge.
I love that.
Thank you.
Says everything at the same time.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Just when the music was getting louder. Welcome back. I think it's time for us to move on to the second segment of our Toastmasters meeting. Thank you so much, TM Chisom, for that musical interlude. Just when it was getting more interesting, we had to just stop. Or let me not say stop, we had to pause, because after the meeting, we can continue having fun. Yes. So we are moving on to a very interesting and intriguing aspect of any Toastmasters meeting. For those who are aspiring to become great speakers, you would see the way you can speak. It's going to be demonstrated by those who are seasoned speakers and have taken time to prepare their speeches. So we have 3 awesome speakers today. I believe they are all ready and in the house. And without wasting much time, we are going to call right on the first speaker. But before we do that, we have those that will speak, and then we have the evaluators as well. So let us have the profile of our first speaker. So she joined Toastmasters in the year 2015. She is a dressmaker. How wonderful it is to be able to give ourselves these unique names. She is a dressmaker who loves reading and mirror talking. That's a powerful one. I would like to learn more about that, mirror talking. So she is TM Ayotola Olarewaju, who joined Toastmasters in 2015. To evaluate TM Olarewaju is the amiable dancer, TM Queen Nkubre. She joined Toastmasters in 2016 and is the current VP Education of Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters. She is a women's dance and fitness coach. I need one right now in my life. Who loves reading and writing. Please go ahead, TM Nkubre, to read on the objectives of TM Olarewaju's speech.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone, and good afternoon, TM Ayo. I hope you're getting ready for your speech. Just a reminder, the purpose of your speech, and also for the benefit of other listeners, the purpose of this project is for the member to present a speech on any topic, to receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. It is also for the member to demonstrate that he or she, in this case she, has applied the feedback received from the first speech. I wish you all the best in your speech.
So let's make a great welcome to TM Ayotola Olarewaju. Please, a round of applause, TM Ayotola, as she takes over the virtual lecture.
Thank you so much, Madam Toastmaster. Love is in the hair. Well, I think it's Amatan, but okay. So, well, speaking of love, in my opinion, it is about loving oneself first. And one of the ways to do this is by sleeping. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. So a quick background on my sleep pattern. Simply put, it is terrible. I'm what you refer to as a night owl, meaning a person who is habitually active or enjoys staying up at night. And this has made people constantly worry and say, you should force yourself to sleep. Sleeplessness is harmful to your health. How do you even function during the day? I didn't get what the big deal is about, so I asked my best friend, Google. And the first thing that jumped at me as if the universe was teasing me is this quote by Mahatma Gandhi. Every night when I sleep, I die, and in the morning I am reborn. Wait, what? Die, reborn? My interest was piqued, so I pressed on, and I found interesting information that I'll just summarize for the sake of time. Now, did you know that there are 4 stages in a sleep cycle? And did you also know that sleep is divided into 2 types, which is the non-rapid eye movement sleep and the rapid eye movement sleep? Well, I personally didn't until recently. According to an information put together by the good people of BaptistHealth.com, a sleep cycle actually takes about 90 to 110 minutes. And the first stage in this sleep cycle is the first 5 to 10 minutes of sleep. Have you ever felt like you're falling off the bed when you're about to sleep? Well, not to worry. There's nothing wrong with you. It's called the Nargojic Jerk. This happens because your muscles are beginning to relax. And here, you're easily awoken by the slightest sound. And then, stage 2. This takes about 40 to 50 minutes of the sleep cycle. Here, your breathing begins to drop. neural activities reduce as well, and your body temperature decreases. This is just all in preparation for stage 3. If you're walking here, you're disoriented. You're most likely to say something like, "Oh, yeah, the shoe is in the fridge." And then stage 3. In my opinion, this is the most important sleep stage, as it is the most restorative phase in a sleep cycle. Here your body goes to work, repairing tissues, fixing up your muscles and your bones, hitting the reset button on your immune system, and also building your energy for the next day's event. This is called the deep sleep stage. So if you're working here, it's actually harder to come to. And a person is more likely to sleepwalk or talk in their sleep in this phase. And last but not the least, stage 4. The first 3 mentioned sleep stages are known as the non-rapid eye movement sleep, of course, because they don't involve any rapid eye movement. But stage 4 is the rapid eye movement sleep, because even though you're still sleeping, your eyes move rapidly beneath closed lids. This stage is where one is likely to have those dreamland adventures. So if you're either dreaming that you're getting your own oil blocks for free, or you're being chased by ghosts, this is where it happens. And not just dreamland adventures. What also happens is that your body is working. Your brain starts organizing information. Your neural activity becomes really high, organizing your thoughts, filing information, and removing toxins that may have previously gathered in your brain. And voila, the end of a sleep cycle. And since medical doctors recommend at least 7 to 9 hours of sleep, you should at least go over and over that for at least 5 times in order to fully get the benefit. How cool is that? That even while you're sleeping, your body is taking good care of you. So I'm sure that when next you decide to probably start chasing your goals in the middle of the night, or start calling that one special person on a midnight call, or just play online Scrabble like I'm sometimes guilty of, think instead of the many benefits that sleep offers for free. As Thomas Dekker once said, sleep is that golden chain that binds our body and our mind together. The Toastmaster.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. A round of applause. Thank you so much, TM Ayotola. That's just great. Sleep, if I got that correctly, it's that chain that binds our body together. I have learned a lot from your speech, which was given from the Persuasive Influence Manual. And of course, it was the evaluation and feedback projects that you just delivered excellently. Thank you for that beautiful speech. Sleep stages, now we understand. I will not be attributing certain things we do in the night to village people, if you understand what I mean. There are some things that happen and then we think it's village people at work. But Ayo has been able to educate us on sleep stages. Very quickly, we're going to move on to the second speaker. So the second speaker is TM Adeniro Umitayo. I hope I got that correctly. Please, even after the speech, no one should go to sleep. It's still daybreak here in Nigeria, except you're in another clime, and then you can go to sleep. So TM Adeniro Umitayo is going to give his speech from the Innovative Planning Manual. Innovative Planning Manual. And his project category is present a proposal. I wonder what kind of proposal he's going to be presenting to us. His project number is level 3 and he's given the speech 1. I'm going to very quickly introduce his evaluator to give us the objectives of his speech. And the evaluator is TM Abubakar Gimbar. TM Abubakar Gimbar is the secretary of Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters Club. He's a project manager. When he's not eating or sleeping, he does some reading. So let's have TM Gimbar Abubakar read up the objectives of his speech.
Thank you so much, Madam Toastmaster. Toastmaster, good afternoon, everybody, but an especially good afternoon to Toastmaster Adeniran. Toastmaster Adeniran, you are going to be speaking from the Innovative Planning Path, Level 3, Project 1. The title of your speech is Proposal to Mitigate Heavy-Duty Accidents in Lagos. The purpose of this project is for you to practice developing and presenting a proposal. You have 5 to 7 minutes. Good luck to you.
Thank you very much. So TM Adeniro Omitayo joined Toastmasters in 2017. He is an entrepreneur who has won Best Speaker. He loves playing basketball and listening to good music. Please, a round of applause, fellow Toastmasters and guests, as we welcome TM Omitayo to the virtual lectern. Over to you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. Please
Okay,
go
yeah.
ahead.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. It's a privilege to be here this morning. If I may ask, have we ever lost someone to a car accident before? Can you think of how many accidents we've had in Lagos State alone at Otedela Bridge caused by heavy-duty tankers? It's really disheartening that we know all these things can be avoided, because we are meant to understand that accidents are human errors. And over time, these continue to happen in Nigeria because our railway system has really gone bad. I remember growing up as a child that whenever a train is passing, we are always eager to look and count the number of coaches in the train. But because the railway system in Nigeria has totally collapsed, these actually prompted more businesses to come into Nigeria by transporting mostly oil products from Lagos to other states or probably interstate. And these has exponentially affected the records of accidents caused by heavy duties in Nigeria. In a nutshell, I would like us to look at the causes of this accident caused by human error. This is not a report, but a proposal. And we need to check the cause, and then we'll propose a solution to that. Number one, you realize that most of the tanker drivers, they don't, or rather heavy duty drivers, they have terrible attitude to safety. And the owners of the truck, that is stakeholders, they don't train their drivers as well, which is actually causing them to misbehave when they drive, or rather not to adhere to road signs. Then inadequate provision of tanker parks. But you realize these days, the federal government and the state government, they have tried to imbibe, or rather to build more parks for heavy duty trucks, which I commend them for that. Then they don't have speed limits. You will see a tanker driver speeding as if he's driving an SUV. Then the standard at which the haulage system, rather, that which means the company that loads these truck drivers, they lack safety standards. And then lastly, aging of fleet. In Nigeria, so far your vehicle is moving from point A to point B, the vehicle is okay. But we all know that most of the equipment are aged. You'll be passing, you see a truck just stopped at the roadside, and mostly at the strategic places that will cause serious gridlock. Then I have seen in the past that a truck from the manufacturer, which was designed to carry a 50-ton, when brought to Nigeria, they converted it to a truck that will carry a 30-ton. So tell me, how will that truck survive? Why won't we see accident? Probably oil spillage from tankers or load spillage from truck drivers. But in recent times, the federal government and the state government, they have tried to put some things in place. So which are, for example, they have made sure that they follow the traffic rule. They've made sure that they train all their drivers. They make sure that they have built enough trailer parks for them, so that you will not see them parking by the roadside. And lastly, they make sure that they install speed limits on their trucks. But number 5 to number 8 is yet to be tackled. In engineering, which I'm privileged to be an engineer, whenever you are encountering a problem, you have so many problems affecting your output. Some might be directly proportional to your problem, to your output. Some might be inversely proportional to your output. But however, the best way we are taught in school is to look at one factor that will change other factors. Why? Because it will be cost effective, and again, it will optimize your output. This is where we now come in. Now, how can we mitigate this? And we are proposing this to the state government to look at this. But before we go into that, I would like us to have a picture view of what the kind of problem they have caused. They have cost us over time in Lagos. See the fatality rates, just to have a picture view. See the fatality rate. But in recent time, because of what the federal government and the state government have started doing from 2015 to 2017, from their records, the fatality rate was started declining because of number 1 to number 4 that they have enforced on them. This is, check the graphical experience. You realize that there's a flat curve from 2015 to 2017. Without further ado, what then is the solution to this problem? The number 1 solution to this problem is for us to have a third-party inspection company. What does the third-party inspection company do? 1, they will inspect the vehicle to check if the vehicle is aging. 2, they will check if the capacity of the heavy truck is what they claim it is. And 3, they will also confirm that the driver and the mechanical part of the engine of the vehicle is working fine, which they will issue certificates. You will ask me, have they done this before in the past? Yes, they have. Like in the UK, that's what they have introduced the UK, and which has really affected or made the curve really flat. If you check from 2015 to 2017, you realize that there's a curve. There's a flat curve on the graph. It's because they imbibe that. Then what are the advantages of this? there will be decline to 80%, there will be job creation, there will be wealth creation, there will be increase in road shell life and avoidance of gridlock as well. So in conclusion, our engineers are SNTTC 1A certified and LEA certified. If we should employ this, is going to be in line to the campaign of the current governor, which is reduce traffic jam in Lagos, creating jobs and revenue for the state. And I believe we are going to think in this line and employ us to do the right thing for the state. Thank you very much.
Wow, wow. Please, everyone, let's give TM Adeniro a round of applause. Thank you so much for that brilliant delivery. Sometimes I really do wish that we had this authority, or the, will I say the audacity, we had the opportunity to just walk straight to the governor and tell him that this and this and this, I think would work. I pray we'll come to that point where we can create a roundtable discussion and bring in young minds to see how we can move the state and the country forward. If it is happening in other climes, it really can happen in Nigeria. We only just need the people that will open up their doors to this kind of innovative presentation. Thank you so much once again, TM Adeniro, for that brilliant delivery. So we're going to the last speaker. And the last prepared speech for today's meeting. She is a very familiar face. We have listened to her already today, and we're going to have the opportunity to listen to her give her prepared speech. She is TM Joy Cheyenne. TM Joy Cheyenne will be giving her speech from the Innovative Planning Manual, and her project category is Understanding Vocal Variety. Understanding vocal variety, and her project is level 3, speech 2. She is going to be evaluated by TM Omoaka, TM Matthew Omoaka. TM Matthew was once the president of Lighthouse Toastmasters Club and a past Area 27 director. He is a sales and corporate executive who has won several awards. Please, let's welcome TM Matthew to the virtual lectern to read out the objectives of TM Joy Cheyenne's speech. TM Matthew.
I don't see him online though. I've tried to reach him. I'm not sure.
Okay, so do we have her objectives that could be read? TM Benson?
Network issue. TM Rotimi, please. Over to you.
Okay, so I'll just send my objectives to TM Rotimi.
Yes, please. All right, so while you're doing that, I would read TM Joy Cheyenne is a business analyst. She loves reading and traveling, and I think part of her hobbies should include giving a table topics. We have to include that in her hobby because she loves to speak. She loves volunteering for table topics session. So she is going to be delivering a speech that is titled The Perpetual Surrogate. I look forward to listening to this speech. I do not know if TM Benson has her objectives yet.
I've sent
the
it to
speech
him,
objectives. That was really fast, TM Joy. Thank you.
I like these glasses.
Is she wearing glasses? I'm not seeing her.
Yeah, she's
TM
wearing...
Rotimi.
No, I mean TM Joy, she's wearing glasses. She looks like a proprietor.
She looks really ready.
Yeah, very ready. She looks like...
Sorry.
Okay. Do you have her speech objectives?
TM
No.
Salif. Okay, TM
I've sent
Joy,
it to your WhatsApp.
Post to TM Salif, please.
Okay, I'm doing that now.
Okay.
Sorry for the break in transmission. We have hands in different meetings.
Okay, so I've just sent to TM Salif.
Okay. TM
So
Salif,
let's have
over to
TM
you.
Salif read up the objectives of TM Joy Cheyenne's speech.
Okay, one moment. Let me check and read it out.
TM Joy Cheyenne is ever ready.
Yeah, ready.
Hello.
Hi.
All right. I have it now, I guess.
Awesome. Let's go.
TM Joy?
Yes, please.
TM Joy?
Yes,
congratulations on your decision to give the speech.
Thank you.
The purpose of this project is for you to practice using vocal variety to enhance a speech. You have 5 to 7 minutes. Your time starts now.
Good afternoon, Toastmasters.
Very quickly, let's put our hands together and welcome TM Joy Cheyenne.
Good afternoon.
Am I going to hear her?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead, please.
TM Joy Cheyenne?
They can hear me. Can I go ahead now? Okay. Good afternoon, Toastmasters
yes, you can. We can hear
and guests.
Yes,
I will be
please, go
speaking
ahead.
to you on a topic that is very dear to my heart. And it's called the perpetual surrogate. She's a woman who births so many children, but gives them away to the people who need them. Join me as I take you on a journey into the Holy Bible and share with you a snippet of the Good Shepherd, one who, having 100 sheep, would leave 99 behind and go after one lost sheep and leave no stone unturned until he finds that one lost sheep. The perpetual surrogate is the exact opposite of the Good Shepherd, because she births her children and then proceeds to give the best of them to the families in need. It started out with the Americans. They rolled out the US visa lottery. It was something that gave Nigerians the opportunity to participate in a lucky dip. A lucky dip that didn't favor uneducated people isn't so much of a lucky dip. It was a system designed to harvest the best, the smartest Nigerians just at the prime of their lives. And the perpetual surrogate supplied this until the US had had enough. Then came the United Kingdom, and their great gift was served on a platter called work permits. Nigerians were given the opportunity to stay back in the United Kingdom after their education. What this afforded the United Kingdom was the liberty to pick the most promising youth, the most brilliant, the ones who could have had the biggest impact, and they're still doing it. If you think that was bad enough, then came Canada. Canada wanted the youngest. They wanted the most stable families. Why? They had an aging population, and they had a middle-aged population who were migrating to warmer climates. Once again, the perpetual surrogate came running to Canada's rescue. If you think this tirade is only about educated people leaving the country,
then I may have misled you. Remember stories of young teenage girls braving the unforgiving waters of the Mediterranean just to seek greener pastures in Europe. And what did they become? Cleaners, bartenders, even commercial sex workers? By now, you would be able to guess that this surrogate is our dear country, Nigeria. A country whose job it has now become to nurture and then supply her youth, her workforce to first world countries. Isn't it ironical that a third world country supplies workforce to first world countries? If I asked who was to blame, the government will blame the economy. The average man will blame the elite. The private sector would blame the public sector. But no one seems to look at the man in the mirror. The man in the mirror refuses to vote. The man in the mirror would not run for public office. Did you know that most of the people we call hoodlums are registered members of political parties? But I digress. The man in the mirror would give a bribe. The man in the mirror would run a red light. How then do we capture the soul of this perpetual surrogate before she dies one day? Would we dare take a 360 degrees and march towards our own liberty like Martin Luther King? Would we leave our religious and ethnic differences and take sides with the good of the nation? Would we move from the shadows of our laptops and our phones and social media and come out to take back the soul of this great country, Nigeria? The perpetual surrogate is responsible for the man in the mirror, and the man in the mirror is responsible for that perpetual surrogate. The perpetual surrogate is comatose, and there is only one person required to save her. That person is you. Thank you.
Wow. She's done it again. She has done it again. And yes, I totally agree with Sister Lorne. That was a hard, penetrating speech. It really was. Spoke to our very fabric. And when we look at the reality of our times, we will see that people seem to have just one choice: leave the shores of the country. As we are here seated in our different places, I really can't tell. Maybe tomorrow now I hear that Chisom Ojukwu has moved to, I don't know where. I don't know who next. These days, when people call me, they're like, when they call me, especially on WhatsApp, or I call people on WhatsApp, they say, Julia, have you relocated? Julia, have you relocated? That's what is just ringing in the air. Love is supposed to be in the air, not relocation. Well, I think, but thank you so much, TM Joy. Like I tell my colleagues, for those who know me being a nurse, those who are leaving and they just want to leave the country, I tell them that this is still home. Don't leave and abandon. If you're leaving to make it better, great. But don't leave with the mentality of I'm done. Nigeria is done and dusted. That's not going to help the country, because veterans have gone and they're seeking to come back. But what are you coming back to? So thank you so much for that great reminder. It has elicited some kind of decision, some kind of self-thinking. It's taking us back to do some thinking. And I do trust that we are going to have a better Nigeria very, very soon. So this has brought us to the end of the prepared speeches. So round of applause to all the speakers one more time. Everyone, let's celebrate them. So at this point, we had earlier called for votes for the table topics. We're going to do the same thing. So let's have the poll up as we call for votes. This is the time to vote in your speaker. Let's see, we have TM Ayotola Olarewaju, TM Adeniro Omitayo, and TM Joy Cheyenne. Well, before we do that, let's find out from our timekeeper. Is there anyone who isn't qualified to be voted for?
Yes, there's only one person that exceeded the time, which is TM Adeniro. He spent just 8 minutes, 15 seconds for his speech.
Okay, so that means this vote will be between TM Ayotola Olarewaju and TM Joy Cheyenne. I hope that's correct.
Yes.
All right then. As soon as that poll goes out, we will proceed between TM Ayotola and Joy Cheyenne. Let's see. I'll just have to vote once. Okay, so I guess we are done. Now we are going to review how the meeting went. Let's elicit responses from our team members. And to champion this will be the General Evaluator. Can we have the General Evaluator come up to give his report or call his team members to give their reports? Please, a round of applause as we welcome TM Rotimi Omotayo Benson.
Thank you very much, the Toastmaster of the day. TM Rotimi Omotayo Benson is inadvertently away, so I will fill in for him, if you would permit me.
Okay, so I think before then, can we have the evaluators of each speeches to evaluate the speakers, please? So let's have the first evaluator. TM Queen, are you available?
Yes, I am.
All right, please proceed with your evaluation.
Okay. Well done, Toastmaster Ayo. This was a very informative speech. You certainly did a better job of this topic than my lecturer in school. You used a lot of humor. You infused it so skillfully, and it elicited a positive response from the audience. And it also made the speech and the point you made very memorable. Your vocal variety was great. Your voice went low at times, almost as if to persuade us to fall asleep, but we didn't. We wanted more, and so we continued listening. Now, while you mentioned about being a night owl, I think you should have thought some more about for night owls in general. Even though night owls are night owls, they still sleep, although at a later time than everyone else. Your speech structure was very clear, your intro, your body, and your conclusion. However, I think your starting line could have been stronger. You started with the theme of the day and then into Hamatan and into sleep. I think it was a little weak. You could have just gone straight into what you wanted or had a stronger start. Then to challenge yourself more, I think you can give a recap of the points you made. This is very important, especially for informative speeches. Give us a recap at the end of your speech before you conclude so that we remember the points you made during your speech. However, this was still a very interesting speech, and as always, I look forward to hearing you speak.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So let's have TM Abubakar Gimba to evaluate TM Adeniro's speech.
All right. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Julie. Toastmaster Adeniran, good afternoon, Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Toastmaster Adeniran, good afternoon again. I just want to say in the audience, can we please applaud Toastmaster Adeniran, because he actually touched on a very important topic. I loved the way he opened his speech because he asked us a question. Aren't we tired of this mess that we found ourselves in? And he capped off his presentation with a proposal that can actually fix our mess. So thank you so much for that, Toastmaster Adeniran. I loved the fact that you have slides. When you do a proposal, it's recommended to have a slide. And the rule of thumb for slide presentation is the 10-20-30 rule, which says you shouldn't have more than 10 slides. I believe you have 10. You shouldn't speak for more than 20 minutes. Toastmasters have made sure of that. You have just 5 to 7 minutes. And then you shouldn't have a minimum of 30 as the size of your fund, which I believe you did that. So thank you so much, Toastmaster Adeniran. I loved the transition between your introduction to your content. However, could have been better with a personal story. For example, you could have said, I lost an uncle of mine, or I lost someone at so road, or a particular time. That would have been the nail in the coffin for transitioning from the introduction to the topic, to the content rather. But it's well done, Toastmaster Adeniran. Then also when you spoke about when you started with the questions, there was a bit of a pause. You had more pauses than usual. So pauses are good to let the audience know that they are supposed to think about something, but when the pauses get too much, they become distracting. So please take note of that. Then your timing. It seems as if you spent so much time with the introduction and the overview and the causes of our issues, and then you spent less time actually proposing the solution. You just kind of mentioned it. Perhaps maybe you saw that the time was fast spent and you had to quickly skim through. So in the future, it would be advisable to lower the time you spend in explain the overview and the causes, then spend more time in the solutions and the proposal. Then finally, you spoke with amazing gestures. You had amazing eye contact. It seems as if you were looking at the camera, and your vocal variety was just on point. When you do this, it just says that you are confident, and the audience wants to just listen to more of what you have to say. So thank you so much for this. I really look forward to your speeches. I'll be following you to see that you complete your path, and I'll make sure I'm there. So thank you so much. Toastmaster.
All right, thank you very much to Abubakar. So can we have TM Matthew? Well, is he around? Let's have the evaluation of TM Joy Cheyenne. TM Salim.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yes,
TM Joy Cheyenne.
Right.
TM Joy, are you there?
Yes, I'm with you.
Okay. A round of applause for TM Joy Cheyenne. A warm round of applause, please. Thank you. TM Joy Cheyenne, you have with time shown yourself to becoming fast, very fast, the speaker that people would line up and sign up for. And on this particular speech, it is no exception. Well done. You started with a salutation and you elicited our attention to join you on a journey. Then you went headlong into your speech. Your content is well structured, well delivered, and utilize all the elements that will make for good speeches. Your use of the English language is impeccable. You use the right vocal variety, pacing, pauses, name it. You were simply amazing. Well done. Now, what could you have done better? Because the only room that is never full is the room for improvement. In the beginning of your speech, your introduction, you started with the salutation, like I said, and then you called our attention. I thought that it would have been better if you just elicited our attention headlong. Save us all the niceties. We know the topic already. You want to call us in, you don't have to tell us. Call us in, just call us in. Hit the nail on the head. The first thing you say when you are introducing your speech, first sentence that comes from your mouth should be the one that will hook the audience immediately. So I thought you would have improved. You would improve in your next speech on the introduction. Also, on the conclusion, you should have come more with a bang. A bang, because it's the most thing that will make your speech memorable. Overall, your speech is wonderful. Well done. I look forward to your next speech. The Toastmaster.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, the evaluators. So I'm going to ask the timekeeper. Are our evaluators all within the time frame? We need to vote for the best evaluator.
TM Abubakar exceeded the time. He spent 2 minutes 35 seconds in his evaluation. So I guess that's the time spent.
2 minutes 19 seconds, you say?
2 minutes 35 seconds.
Oh, okay. So let's have the poll up for those who qualify to be evaluated. Let's have the evaluators poll up, please. Do you have the poll up? Can we have it up, please?
Sorry, please just disregard TM Abubakar.
Thank you. So those we are voting for is TM Queen Mkubre and TM Salif Mohammed. Let's vote and submit our vote. While that is ongoing, can we have TM Salim? Let's have rather TM Rotimi Omotayo Benson to call up his team for the evaluation of the entire meeting. You're welcome to the virtual lectern, TM Benson.
Thank you. Thank you once again. Like I said, TM Rotimi is inadvertently away. So I would fill in for him as the general evaluator. I'd like to start by calling up the timekeeper, TM Timothy, to give his timer's report.
Yes, so my report for the time spent by the speakers are our guest, Maruf, spent 1 minute, 59 seconds. The second speaker spent 1 minute, 49 seconds. Then TM Chris spent 1 minute, 45 seconds. Then for the prepared speeches, TM Ayotola spent 5 minutes, 46 seconds. TM Adeniran spent 8 minutes, 15 seconds. TM Joy spent 5 minutes, 50 seconds. Then for the evaluators, TM Queen spent 1 minute, 30 seconds. TM Abubakar, 2 minutes, 35 seconds. TM Salif spent 2 minutes, 25 seconds. So that's my report for the time spent by the speakers. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, TM Timothy. Next, I would like to call the R counter, TM Francis here. TM Francis, your R counter report.
All right. First of all, Toastmasters Chisom Ojukwu said the word once, once, and once. Then our guest Zuleika Maruf used the sounds and a couple of times, and she paused for like 15 seconds or so. Then TM Chris Anna Ele used the sound like 15 times. It repeated a word like 3 times. Then TM Queen used twice. Also TM Adeniro Umitayo used the word twice. So that's my report for today.
Thank you so much, dear Francis. Thank you. Next up on our evaluators is the grammarian, TM Christopher Anele. TM Christopher, over to you. TM Christopher. Is he hearing me, or is it me? Is it my network? Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can
hear you.
Okay, TM Christopher, are you available right now? Okay, while he's working on his network, maybe I would like to call on the listening evaluator, TM Bosse Ogumboye. Is she on also?
Yes, I'm here. The General Evaluator, all the amazing speakers, members, and guests. I prepared a few questions just to see how well we were all listening. The first question I would like to ask is, which one of the guests used the word of the day, elicit, in the speech they gave? Which one of our speakers used the word of the day? Okay, since I've not done this before, I don't know how soon I'm supposed to wait for. Somebody said jam question.
I'm raising up my hand.
I'm raising up my hand.
Okay.
You know, just for proper decorum.
Okay.
That's why we're raising up our hands.
Okay, thank you, TM Olariwaju. Who?
Maruf. I hope I pronounced it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That was the only person that used the word elicit in the entire speech. And next, I would like to ask question I like. What was TM Joy's reason for hugging? What was TM Joy's reason for? I like the question because it created a lot of controversy. What? Should I go ahead and answer the question?
I think you were breaking.
I don't think we heard you, so you need to repeat the question.
Yes.
I said, what was TM Joy's reason for hugging her son first? Because this was a particularly controversial. Sorry?
Because he's the one that needs more emotional support or something like that. I don't think she that's what she said.
You would have gotten it if not that you did not agree with her.
Exactly.
So you would have gotten it perfectly. But because you disagreed with her, you chose to delete the full. She said it was because he is the most emotionally demanding of everyone. Yes. And then I would like to ask the next question. Which Toastmaster said, every night I die and in the morning I am reborn. I'm sure everybody will get that.
Yeah,
Excellent. Then this is interesting. Tiemadeniran said, 3 reasons why his proposal is very important. It will reduce traffic jam, / is the top benefit stated in his proposal. I knew this would be dicey because it was his presentation was a bit academic. Should I go ahead?
It will generate revenue.
Revenue
generation.
Thank you. It will generate revenue. That was the one. And then the last one, which is also very interesting. TM Joy knows how to weave words, and at a point you're wondering exactly where she's going and where she's coming from, and bam, she hits you in your face. So who or what is the perpetual surrogate according to TM Joy?
Nigeria.
Nigeria. Thank you so very much, everyone, for listening today. You all are amazing listeners, and thank you for the honor to be the listening evaluator, the general evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you so much, TM Bosse. Thank you. And it's been good hearing your voice after a long time. Thank you. And that will be all for the role players report. Let me wrap up with the general evaluation of the meeting. The meeting started on time, which is quite commendable. The ambience has been good. We have a lot of network glitches resulting from a few role players not coming on to play, but great commendations to some of the players that stood in for other role players. Thank you so much. Overall, the meeting has been wonderful. I've learned a lot. The theme is central on love, and it's been a wonderful meeting. But let me first of all ask the Toastmaster of the day, do you have the results of the votes? The Toastmaster, do you have the results?
That's what I am. Yes, I do.
Okay, that's fine.
Can you hear me?
On that note,
yes, I do have.
Yes, on that note, I hand the control to the Toastmaster of the day. Over to you, TM Julie Mogo.
Thank you very much, TM Salif. Thank you for handling that so well. So we have the results of the speeches that we gave today. Let's call on first. I'm trying to get. Okay, I would appreciate if we get that of the table topics across again, because I have 2. I have 2 results here.
Check your message.
Yes, I'm doing that already. I'm doing that already. Let me find it. Let me have. I can still see that of the.
Are you able to see your chat message? chat message on
Okay,
the...
now, yes, very well. Now I can see that. Thank you very much. Right. So let's roll the drum. Sorry for that break. I was trying to get them all out. So let's roll the drums for the best table topics speaker. And this Toastmaster won with about 67% of the votes. And this goes to, we all know already, TM Joy Cheyenne. Please, a round of applause.
Table topic veteran.
A round of applause, TM Joy Cheyenne. Congratulations. That's the winner for the winner. The best of the evaluation is TM Queen Mpubre. A round of applause, please, to TM Queen Mpubre. Well done. And then let's roll the drum for the best speaker of today's meeting.
Yeah, the champion.
Yes, someone is singing already. And this person won with 70% of the votes. The winner of the prepared is Joy Cheyenne.
You are the champion.
Great speech, TM Joy Cheyenne. Congratulations. You did well. Every speaker did excellently. And it's just amazing. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to listen to you give these speeches. And it's an encouragement for us to do better. For those that are still trying to come up, if they can do it, you can do it. So much love in the air. We're not forgetting the thing of today's meeting, and it's been shared in different forms. We've had in speeches, we've poured out our thoughts into deliveries, and we do trust that life will keep getting better. So this brings us to the end of my own part of this assignment. I am going to hand over the lectern to TM Salif Mohammed, who has been coming up a number of times to take up some roles which depicts the traits of a very great and responsible leader. He is an engineer and the current president of Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters Club. He likes playing football and has a passion for influencing people positively. And that is what he has demonstrated here. He has been able to influence us, letting us understand that you can step into roles when people aren't available to play those roles. Please put your hands together as a welcome the president of Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters Club, TM Salif Mohammed.
Thank you so much. Thank you, the Toastmaster of the day, TM Julie Mobile, for a wonderful work. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause to all the role players, everyone that played a role, and all the speakers, and most importantly, the audience. You've been wonderful, our audience. Everyone that has been present at this meeting, you all rock. Another round of applause. Did I really hear that round of applause? Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Before we go on for our new visitors and guests, our esteemed guests, please go to the chat box and you will see a link. Kindly click on that link and fill in your information. In the meantime, kindly go to that link and fill in your information. Thank you so much. We've had a very good time in this meeting. We love the love that has radiated in this meeting. You would agree with me that love is universal. Love is the only language that is unique with humanity. It's our root. We are formed in love. We are formed by love. We are formed with love. Thank you. But before I wrap up, I still need to mention something. and it was mentioned in Ayo's speech. She said, the best way to show love first is to yourself, self-love, because you cannot give what you don't have. You are told to love your neighbor, brother, sister, friend, lover, spouse, colleagues, etc., as you love yourself. So what amount of love do you have for yourself? That's a question for us to ponder upon, because that's what will determine the amount of love we give to others. Before I call on our esteemed guests to introduce themselves, I have a few information that I would like to pass to all of us. Our next meeting is on the 6th of February, and we'll be having drum rolls first. Drum rolls. We'll be having our speech contest, our international and evaluation speech contest.
You said 6th of February.
6th of March, I beg your pardon. Thank you for listening and that correction. Thank you so much. We are sharp listeners here. I love that. Thank you. So we'll be having our speech contest. If you are interested, you inform your VP for Lighthouse and for Lighthouse Prestige. Just like we did the last year, we'll be doing it interchangeably. We would announce the club that will begin first. First will be 10 a.m. The second will be 12:30 p.m. We would come back on the club that would begin first. On the 6th of March, next meeting, please don't forget and make sure to get to your VP to inform her about the contest of your interest in joining the contest. I expect every one of us to do this. We are all good speakers. Thank you. Another piece of information is that the renewals are up. It's time to show that you are consistent. It's time to prove that you want to pay the price for the high price of being a good communicator and a good leader. Show your focus, show your concentration, show your preparedness to be great. Renew your membership. That being said, I would like to call on our members, esteemed guests to come up and introduce themselves. Tell us your name, what you do for a living, who invited you, how has the meeting been for you. Also, would like to know if you would come back again. So who's up? Who is first to speak?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is Ajani Ibrahim. I am a Toastmaster and I'm a land surveyor. I got the invitation on my email address, and I can say that I've enjoyed every bit of today's meeting, especially the table topic speeches and prepared speeches as well. And from time to time, I think I would actually, if I could get on the invitation, I would make time to be at subsequent meetings. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Tia Majani. We hold our meetings on the 1st and 3rd week of every month. And the same link you use to get in to this meeting is the same link you use all the time. So you have our invitation, unlimited invitation. Thank you for coming. It was nice having you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Who else is up? I esteemed
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
My name is Banker. I work as a research and data analyst. I got to know about Toastmasters through a group of friends who usually visit. That was before the pandemic, and I started to join this year because one of my goals this year is to get better with my presentation, to get better with my speaking skills. This is my first Toastmasters program, so I plan to actually move to become a member, but I feel with time I'll make my final decision on joining the team, on joining the club rather. I enjoyed today's session. I enjoyed the table topic. I enjoyed CM Joy's session, the prepared speech, CM Ayo's session, and second speaker, I think Raja, I'm not so sure. But yes, I enjoyed everything. I enjoyed the listening aspect as well when CM Bosse asked questions. It was really engaging. So I hope to become a member someday. Thank you.
Thank you, Banke. We can't wait to have you as a member. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming.
Hello.
Where is this up? Hello.
Hello. Hello. Good afternoon.
Hello, I can hear you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. My name is Olainka Olamide. I am a model and a fashion designer. So I got to know about Toastmasters from a friend, through a friend, and this is my first time joining in the meeting, and I really enjoyed my time here, and I'm looking forward to learning more and knowing more.
Thank you so much, Olainka Olamide. Thank you for coming. We look forward to having you attend our meetings constantly until you decide to become a member. We look forward to having you as part of our family too. Thank you for coming. Who's on?
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. We can hear you. Good afternoon.
My name is Mary Ann Iwobi. I was invited by Toastmaster Pure Heart Orubo. I don't know if I got his surname correct. Okay, thank you. I'm a child protection officer, and I'm glad I joined today. I look forward to bettering myself, being a good presenter, and also, I don't know what to say again. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You've said it all. Thank you. We are glad that you are glad to be here. Thank you, Marianne. Mary Ann. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for coming. So good to have you. We look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you.
Who else is up?
Good afternoon. My name is Franca Ayanka. This is my second time. Thank you, Mr. Salif. This is my second meeting, and I was invited and consistently get invited by Abubakar Gimba, Toastmaster Abubakar Gimba. I logged in late, so I think I missed every bit of today. So I hope I can log in early next time. But I really enjoyed the first time I was here, and I would love to be a member. I'm just trying to get used to the system and how it works. I want to attend as many meetings as possible so I can know and decide when to become a Toastmaster. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Franca. Thank you. The most important thing is to show up. You've done that. That's far more important. We look forward to seeing you often, as you have said, and we look forward to having you join. Welcome most graciously. Do we have another guest in the house?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Omasan Benebiche. I'm a banker. I got to know about Toastmasters from the web because of my need to improve my speaking and public speaking skills. Because the nature of my job, I have to make presentations, I have to be heard. So because of that, I had to search out how to improve myself, and I got to know about Toastmasters. I'm happy I joined in. I was followed up by I think Abubakar Jemba notified me of today's meeting. I was able to join in. Though I'm in a program, so my environment might be a little bit lousy, but I found the meeting so engaging, interesting, inspiring, and informative. I mean, I was able to listen to most of the table topics and the prepared speech, and most of the speakers were very, very good at what they were doing. I'm sure in the coming months, the coming meetings rather, I will learn more and be able to improve and be able to speak in sometimes. So that means I will want to become a Toastmaster someday. And I'm sure when I keep joining in, I can get to know about how to become one of them. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Omasan Benebiche. You already sound like a Toastmaster. You have given an icebreaker already.
That's not true.
Yeah, well, you should join like yesterday. Thank you. Thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
It's wonderful having you. Any other guests in the house?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. My name is Fumi Awelewa. I was invited here by Abubakar Gimba, and basically just looking for how to better improve your speaking skills, especially as you climb up the ladder in your career. So I really look forward to those opportunities and kill all those butterflies in the bellies when you find yourself in that position. I enjoyed myself today and I look forward to learning more. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Fumi. Thank you very graciously. You don't sound like you have butterflies in your stomach. You sound like all the butterflies are dead already. Thank you.
She doesn't do.
Thank you for coming. Any other guests in the house? Please endeavor to check the comment box and fill in your details. We would like to get back to you. You are a very important part of this meeting and our subsequent meetings. Please check the box. In the absence of anyone coming on, I would like to bring this meeting to a halt, but not without giving my warm thanks to all the players, the role players, all the speakers, to the entire audience, our esteemed guests, those who have introduced themselves in no particular order: TM Ajani, Banke, Olayinka, Fumi, Marianne, Franca, and Omasan. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you, our wonderful audience. Thank you, TM Anthony. Thank you for always being there. Thank you. It's been a wonderful meeting. By the powers bestowed on me as the president of Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters Club, I would like to bring this meeting to a halt. We will be meeting on the 6th of March when we'll be having our speech contest. Thank you so much for coming. Have a wonderful weekend, and please stay safe and give love magnanimously. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.